Yeah, how's it going today? It's 9th of September, Monday. It's a new week, and we're taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, let's take a look at three areas. We can take a look at education, what's happening. I'm more interested in taking a look at finances and how much financially a lot of universities will suffer, but less finances will be coming in, right? So perhaps taxpayers will pay for it. I don't know what this government strategy is, but anyway, we're gonna take a look at the universities. What will be important. We're gonna touch on the transport, that will be bus services. There might be some reforms, as well as we're gonna be taking a look at and our closing video by taking a look at Lincoln Park. There is some updates when it comes to the band, right? They might have a new member, right? So let's begin. Quickly, if we were to take a look at where we are on the calendar, that would be week 158, and we were taking a look at a lot of marketing, and we were doing sales is something that we were focusing entire week, as well as we were closing week. We're taking a look at some of the government contracts. We progressed into week 159, and there are some things I need to take care of, as well as we're going to be closing week. We'll take a look at government contracts, and every second of the day of the week we're going to do a lot of marketing. In the beginning, let's try to understand it briefly. What's happening in UK, right? After the new UK's government commits to graduate route and welcomes international students. So, previous government was looking to reduce numbers, right? And according to this article, new government is looking to increase numbers. I don't know. So I thought it doesn't really matter that much other than let's take a look at finances, right? And how and what impact that will have on UK's economy, right? If there would be less highly educated people, how much revenue, how much less revenue that would be generated, all these kind of things, right? So I thought how we can do it. We can take a look at some of the work that was published recently, 2023. Perhaps that would be rough estimates of how much capital international students would be able to generate for universities and economy, right? Study that we're gonna be taking a look at, that would be Universities UK. So by the way, I'll be reading all this information for the first time, and I don't know if it's accurate, but that's something that I managed to find online. That is be sustainable universities funding, since that would be area that I would like to understand a little bit better how universities are being funded and where finances would be coming from, right? What is the problem with universities funding across organizations for economic cooperation and development? The UK has one of the lowest percentage of public investment in tertiary education. We have found a strong consensus that the current funding system creates significant risk for the quality of student journey, the ability to deliver world-leading research and innovation, right? I don't know. So if anything, if I could reflect on what I have just read, I don't know who have published this work, right? Let's start with that, as well as most likely we would like to understand 100%, right? That's information that we're looking for, 100%, and out of the 100%, where those finances would come from, and how much of 100% would be funded by tuition fees by international students, right? So that's very particular information that we're looking for. While we're trying to capture an issue, I would highly recommend people do not travel, right? Do not travel and study if you can remotely. So remotely, you would receive everything from distance, right? So since we take a look at international students, a way better way to approach some of those areas, and you don't need to pay for coffee, for rent, all these kind of things, right? You can pay just for studying locally, so you can stay live wherever you are living, and that will be less problems for everyone, right? Okay, so we can take a look at some of the numbers that would be income sources and what percentage of total income of UK higher education institutions. And we can take a look at 100% and how that 100% of entire income was sourced and all was coming from, right? And that it is starting from 2016 all the way to 2022. International students, roughly about 19%. European students about 2%, and the UK students that would be 28 or close to about 30, roughly around 30%, right? So most likely numbers for international students would drop, and that would be income for university, and in turn how much finances would be able to generate, and all universities would be able to bring for UK's economy, right? Roughly right. That will be the last point, and we're gonna progress to the next article. That will be economic growth. Universities contribute 130 billion to UK's economy throughout their role as employers and all purchases of goods and services, as well as it would be breaking down by the region of how much of 130 billion would be generated by which region, right? And potentially we're taking a look at about 20% of that coming from international students, and UK's government previous was looking to reduce those numbers. Current government, what they are saying, not necessarily what is something that they will be doing, but time will show, right? But either way, we're taking a look at 130 billion, right? Let's take a look at next article. That would be Transport Secretary sets wheels in motion on biggest overhaul of the bus services and generation. Right. Let's try to understand it. That might be very important, but again, we will see. We will see. A new buses bill will put power over bus services back in the hands of local leaders. Okay, I don't know. So that was published today, right? Transport Secretary announced the first stop on the journey to better buses with a new power studio. Take control of the bus services to be expanded to every community. Draft guidance published to support local leaders to deliver improved bus networks faster and cheaper. Government bus reforms to end today postcode lottery, grow passenger numbers, and deliver better services for all. Okay, let's try to understand it. I had the chance to take a look at what's most likely going to be happening with trains. So, since I was taking a look at trains, no, it's very hard to focus on what's going to be happening with the bus services. But either way, a package of measures to empower local leaders to take control of the bus services has been unveiled today, 9th of September, so today's by Transport Secretary. The first stop at the journey to better buses. Legislation is being laid before Parliament today with the given all local transport authorities across England new powers to run their own bus services, power previously limited to major combined authorities. The move means that local leaders across the country can deliver services in a way that suits the needs of the communities, right? So potentially just shuffling things around. So perhaps they're looking for improvements, and just that's how it looks on the surface, right? Either way, we will see. We will see. Time will show. Perhaps if they would agree on this law, but either way, let's progress to the next article. Right? Last part that would be there was a concert of Linkin Park, potentially new member have joined the team that would be Emily Armstrong. And for people who are interested, they can take a look at concerts online, right? Let's take a look at a little bit of background of Emily and what she have done to this point. Perhaps that might be kind of interesting, I guess. Emily Armstrong is an American singer, songwriter, and musician who co-founder of Dead Sarah. It was announced that she had joined Linkin Park as a co-lead vocalist in September 2024. The band had been largely inactive since the death of vocalist, right, in 2017, so some time ago. Early life, perhaps there's a, if anything, perhaps we can reflect on her performance. Hopefully, the band will have a chance to give her some freedom than writing and or doing any creative work in the future once she would get used to what she's doing, right? Hopefully, right? So let's support this band, right? I don't know, it's not much to mention. Let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.